Happy 2021, guys and girls. Wrestle Up is back, and we are back with a full house of presenters today as well. This is the first time in ages I've seen Dr. Paul there at the bottom. And I nearly outed Dray Zera then. Could have been awkward. After 2 seconds.
I am casual, totally not sponsored by Boohoo Man Dray Zera.
That's the difference. Everyone looks at Dray Zera today. He's looking different. What's different about you?
Well, because for so long I have been literally putting the weight on this podcast due to my Dray Zera status. While I'm joking, I have lost since October. I have dropped 27 kilograms.
That's I know. People can think Dr. Paul's reaction there. That's what they got off me when they came online. Just when Dr. Paul arrived. That's incredible. Right. The people are itching.
Great work, man.
How have you done that, mate? Then?
Lots of sex. No, actually, what it is.
That's all you need, people. Everyone else there listening at home, that's all you need. Yeah.
This podcast is
what it is. I mean, my voice is quite loud, but she is in the same house as where I'm recording. But anyway, removing the point. No, what I've done is that I've learned how to home cook a lot more with various random dishes that I've learned how to cook. Like for example, the other day I made a sea bass fillet with homemade. I made it from scratch using a food processor, a courgette and mushroom sauce, with some tomato roulade sauce or something like that, and just cooking home fresh. Literally cutting out fizzy drinks and fruit juice. I usually just mainly drink water. 1 hot chocolate a day also helps because it also helps with mood and that. And just eating stuff that's not from fast food places.
No, well done, mate. Well done, mate. We're definitely that one. I'm impressed, mate. So, by the way, guys and girls, we can't digress completely here today because we're here to talk about the latest AEW. Should we call it house special? Should we, or just a show from last night?
It's definitely a special. I mean, a lot of amazing things have happened. I have to say, and oh my goodness.
Yeah, hang around.
Wow.
We've got a lot to talk about.
It has broken the internet.
Yeah, I fully enjoyed last night. I did, but we're going to break it down here, everybody. So we're on to Beach Blast from AEW last night. I've
break.
I just got Beach. It's done it. I'm looking at Smills reporting about Beach Blast. That's why it's Beach Break. Yeah. People, dyslexic reporters. And then, right, okay, we're on to the TV report anyway. So, okay, right. Well, we started off last night, didn't we? So, with the tag team battle royal. Who wants to start on that one?
We'll go with the Doctor. Not Dr. Britt Baker, but Dr. Paul. Our budget was a bit low for this episode.
I really enjoyed the Battle Royal, actually. I've seen kind of mixed reviews for it online, but I thought it was very fun, very quick. A lot of kind of, the big names were taken out kind of in the middle of it, so it seemed kind of be exciting the whole way through, and it didn't overstay its welcome. I just thought it was a good, fun, solid, entertaining start to the show.
Yeah, it went on for, I think it was about 13 minutes, so which is probably good length for that anyway. Because what did you both reckon? Obviously, we'll talk about it more later on about the TV suspension that involved the last minute bringing in of the second team from the Dark Order. Yeah, cool. That was a curious one, but yeah, it's always good to see those two guys anyway. So, like I said, John. But I said no, but I really enjoyed it, Johnson. I was surprised when they got rid of the books halfway through. Man, that one did surprise me. I thought they were going to build up to the books would win it, then challenge the Good Brothers. But like I said, there was a bit of an angle, wasn't there, about the Good Brothers? I don't know if I say costing them, but they came out, didn't they? So it was interesting.
It was great to see in the Battle Royal to see that I believe it was Dante, I could get it completely wrong. Dante of the Top Flight was in the last two, and also you had Jungle Boy had another strong showing. But of course, one of the biggest talking points, my friends, and Paul, biggest talking points is the Sammy Guevara, MJF. There's fractions, and I'm not talking about my maths exams. What is going on, Paul?
Yeah, the inner circle is struggling a bit, and we saw there later on in the show with a promo, Chris Jericho, Sammy Guevara, MJF seems to be planning something. We're not sure what's coming up, but the inner circle are kind of being held together by a hope and a dream at the moment.
Yeah, I agreed. There's got to be some, whether it comes near a revolution, you make sure you wouldn't have done it for the pay-per-view in March. We've got another couple of weeks to go, so I could see them being an angle before that. In fact, it wouldn't surprise me, actually. Obviously, it's best let people aware that spoilers, that Jericho and MJF winning it. It does make you wonder whether the tag team challenge from those two against the Bucks will come at Revolution or will it come before?
Surely a Revolution. We're only a few weeks. I think they announced it for Revolution, did they?
I don't know. Dre, do you remember that been announced?
What for Revolution? Yes. So the Young Bucks will face MJF and Jericho for Revolution. Woo!
Interesting.
And you know what? I'm gonna make a very early prediction right now. Young Bucks are gonna win.
Probably. Okay, you're right with that one. I can't see the Bucks losing that one, but a lot of it I have to wait and see. But yeah, they said it was interesting, certainly. So okay, what went next? Then we had a brief video package, didn't we, of Jade Cargill, which I found a bit strange, really. Anyway, because have we seen her wrestle yet? I don't recall it.
Who's this?
Jade Cargill.
She's been on AEW Dark, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I've always. I wish I could say I watched all AEW Dark. I haven't, but I don't recall seeing a wrestle so far. But it was only 30 seconds. So, and then after that, we went over to the latest promo with Darby Allin, Sting, and Taz's gang. Drake.
You want to do match ratings for the first match?
Oh, shit, yeah. Oh, well, yeah. Better do that, haven't we? Yeah. Shit, come on.
It's all right. Andy's just so excited to see Dre and Dr. Paul.
Yeah.
Dr. P.
One podcast.
Dr. P. Matt right here. So
first day this year,
Paul,
right?
What's your star rating of this Battle Royale?
Me or Dr. Paul there, Dre?
Go, Andy. You can kick us off.
Go, I'm gonna be say 3.5 to start off with. I thought it was okay. There was definitely better fights in the night. It was a good fight, I suppose. Just
3.5 fun, enjoyable start to the match, or enjoyable start to the show.
Me, 3.75. If somebody from say Top Flight were to win, or something completely out of kilter, I would have notched it a little bit because it would have been surprising. But for storyline purposes, it makes sense that Jericho and MJF would be the number one contenders. And yeah, I guess we will see what will happen. But I know we are jumping the gun a little bit, but it kind of segues in. So there was a moment where essentially Jericho eliminated Sammy Guevara, obviously causing a bit more fraction. Now, Andy, I'm going to go to you. What do you think is going to happen in the circle? Do you think Sammy G is going to part ways, or what do you think will happen?
I think so. I think they will. They've been teasing him on Dark as a sort of face sort of character a couple of times, and they've done at least one tease on Dynamite as well. So I think he'll turn face definitely with that one. So, but the question is,
Paul?
Is it just Sammy going to split from them? Is it just Sammy going to split from them, or will we do something more?
Yeah, I could see Sammy, or I could see MJF like usurping Chris Jericho and kicking Chris out, and maybe Sammy staying.
And AJ Styles like removal, like in Bullet Club.
Mm-hmm.
More on that later. Andy, what's next after this?
Yeah, well, we talked about the Jade Cargill thing. next thing was, major thing after that was, we had Darby Allin, Sting, and Taz's team Taz again as well.
We have, can I just say, Hook is doing a great job. 22-year-old Hook. His part is very good. His role is exceptional. He's wearing a hoodie, not too dissimilar from casual Dray Zera, just going a bit like this.
Sometimes that's all you got to do.
Yeah.
And if you do that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like, literally, you look at that and you go, Hook is a star.
Yeah. Intense training, that's what it is, isn't it?
Yeah. Intense training or intense staring. What did you think of that segment, Andy? I think it was very interesting. They kind of tied it into not only the street fight, which will be cinematic, but also that they're also going to make sure they're going to be in the ring for next week's Dynamite, which will be Darby Allin, Janela for the TNT title. What do you think, Andy?
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I thought the one last week when they just went on about the hooligans was probably the better promo. But I did enjoy this one. I thought to myself, some of the ones to Sting, they've had so far, he's been going on talking possibly too much. But they kept it short and quite snappy of him, and Darby both saying two little bits. And I liked the fact where that Ricky Starks was calling him out, and I thought, well, that possibly sets up for a one-on-one match between him and Sting some point along the line as well, which I'd be up for as well. Yeah, I'm on good with it. Paul?
Yeah, I think it's solid. I think Sting still has that kind of, like, Sting is Sting. He's always going to have that kind of factor, but it still really has the novelty factor of seeing him back, and it still feels really cool and really different and just really enjoyable for the moment. So that's, I think, good, solid promo work. What do you think, Dre?
What I also think to add also is that because Sting is a good talker, it means that Darby doesn't have to say that much. Now, Darby he's a decent talker in his own right, but Darby is a more less is more kind of guy. Yeah. In terms of promo speaking. So Sting balances that off, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, good point. Looking forward to the fight next week between him and Joey Janela was on it today.
Joey Janela.
Yeah, that'll be a good fight. I can't see Darby. I don't think Darby will lose it, but it'd be a good fight still. So definitely that.
Joey Janela all the way. Bookie's favourite.
Why not? That's my answer. Right, okay. We're on to arguably next my favourite fight of the night, actually. Bizarrely enough, although they say it certainly was this Britt Baker versus Thunder Rosa. Now this time,
Doctor Britt Baker, DMD, Andy.
Yes, okay, do that then, Doctor.
And Paul can relate. Well, you don't call me Doctor. We're not answering the call, right, Paul? Dr. Paul.
Not worth it. It's just not worth it.
Okay.
Sweat and tears went into those letters, Andy.
That's true. That you've worked for them, so my philosophy. Okay, Dre. Well, I'll start off you then, mate. What did you think to this fight then?
Oh my God! Now I'm a massive Thunder Rosa fan. Literally, I retweet every picture of herself that she puts on Twitter. Thunder Rosa, if you are listening, follow me on Twitter at Dray Zera. Thank you. Anyway, moving on. So anyway, the match was excellent. I was really into the match, but right at the end, when that Reva or Rebel, when she screwed over our Thunder Rosa, she took our opportunity away. Literally, Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, you are a poopy lemon, an absolute poopy lemon. I would have said harsher words, but I don't want this podcast to shut down. How dare you?
You really had those.
Thunder Rosa. The way that this ends makes me feel that there will be another match. But anyway, enough about my anger. Dr. Paul McNamara, Esquire, what do you think?
Esquire. Same. No, it was every time I see Thunder Rosa wrestle, I'm just like, I want to see more of Thunder Rosa wrestling. She's just really, really.
Do you follow Thunder Rosa on Twitter?
No. Should I?
Yes. So we're all on Twitter.
Let's follow
Rosa on Twitter. Right. Big up Thunder Rosa. Thunder Rosa, if you're listening right now, you are more than free to come to Wrestle Up Podcast. I will even go into my savings if you require a business fee for your podcast services.
Right. Well, I'm just on Twitter now, so I'm going to do what I'm told. So that's
But Dr. Britt Baker, Thunder Rosa, just really good chemistry, really fun. As you said, the ending kind of left it open for more, and it's exciting to see. I'm happy to see them wrestle again. I'm looking forward to seeing them wrestle again.
Yeah, me too as well. It was a really, really good fight, that was. And it left things open for a rematch on Revolution, certainly, if they want to go down that.
They're both in that tournament as well, which we'll be talking about soon, aren't they?
Yes, and for all we talked about this off air, I have got the whole listings of everyone in the tournament so that Andy doesn't have to pronounce names.
Yes. Yes, they are, aren't they? Right, well, we might as well talk about this next then. Okay. Then
we haven't even rated this. We haven't even rated this.
Shit, you can tell I'm shit for brains today. Okay. I'll go first then. I'm going to give this 5 out of 5 because I thought it was a really good fight. This
5 stars. Ooh.
I really enjoyed it.
Wow.
Right.
Dr. Paul?
Had a good, really solid 4-star match.
I agree with Paul. 4 stars because our champ Thunder Rosa did not win. Dr. Britt Baker DMD, come on the podcast too. We need to talk it out. What are you doing?
Right. Let's have a quick check next on what we had after that. But yeah, it was a very, very good fight. Right. It is we're about to discuss the tournament next, I suppose, haven't we? So the women's tournament.
Should I carry on from this bit because you said that fuck pronouncing these names, so I'll get on with it. So we have got the full announcement of the 16 wrestlers that will be at the AEW Women's Title Eliminator Tournament, where the winner will face our champion Hikaru Shida. And of course, they're going to have the matches in the US and in Japan, which interestingly. So here are the wrestlers for the Japanese side of the bracket. Aja Kong, an amazing wrestler. Yuka Sakazaki, Benny, Emi Sakura, Ryo Mizumi, Mei Sarunga, Rin Kadokura, and Maki Ito. And Maki Ito, oh my days. Maki Ito, like all of them are absolutely incredible. Emi Sakura, Aja Kong, 2 of the great legendary wrestlers in just general, let alone women's wrestling, but in all wrestling. Exceptional years of experience. And we go to the American side. We've got the NWA champion Serena Deeb, which will be facing Riho, who's also in the US bracket. Dr. Britt Baker DMD, Ty Conti. Oh, don't forget to follow Ty Conti too. Thunder Rosa, Nyla Rose, Anna Jay, and impressive or indomitable. I forgot what the first name of the name is. Layla Hirsch. Legit. Layla Hirsch. Now, Andy, what do you think of this tournament, and who do you think will challenge?
Now I'm going to. I don't really know one in the Japanese side, unfortunately. But it says that it does look like here. I'm wondering if Rio. They've put Rio straight against Serena Dweeb straight away. Is going to win this side of it, and she'll challenge somebody else on the Japanese side for the final. And then perhaps Rio might go against Child Champion again. I don't know, but yes, there was some good fights there. And it says to me, doesn't it, where they're talking about the Japanese side of the bracket in the US, are they filming a load of these in Japan between the Japanese?
Yeah, so they're gonna put it in Japan. Yeah, so yeah, they're gonna film from Japan, but also. Paul, I'm assuming you know a bit more about the Japanese side of the bracket. Now, I know quite a few of them. Who do you think is going to win each side, and who do you think will win this tournament?
Yeah, my Japanese side is limited. I know, like, Emi Sakura we've had in AEW already.
And Aja Kong as well. And Yuka Sakazaki as well.
Aja Kong was former WWF back in the day, wasn't she, in the 90s?
Yes, but Aja Kong was also in one of the Battle Royals last year.
Emi Sakura was, I believe, they talked about, wasn't she, like Ryu's kind of trainer, I think?
Yep.
So it's interesting, like, I know both of those are kind of on the older side in the group, so you don't know, will they actually go the whole way, or will they kind of be the foils for some of the younger ones in the early rounds before getting knocked out? But It's really interesting. It's really interesting to see how they're going to air the Japanese matches. Are they going to be part of AEW or going to be filmed as an AEW show in Japan? I'm very interesting to see what will happen. I think someone like possibly Thunder Rosa or Britt Baker could battle their way to the top and kind of continue that rivalry on afterwards, either with the championship or if Shida just retains, just continue on afterwards. Because both of those, I think, have the most momentum at the moment.
No, good point.
I have to go. I have to go for me in the women's side. Sorry, the women's side. They're all women. The Japanese side of the bracket. I would say just because I'm actually very, very curious about her character. Maki Ito, I don't think she's going to win it, but I there's a slim chance that she could win the Japanese side of the bracket. And on the US side, I think if they want to push the Dark Order, then Anna Jay to win, and Anna Jay to win it. However, saying all that, Dr. Britt Baker DMD is probably going to win after all I've said. Andy.
Yeah, possible. Yeah, it's definitely having Thunder Rosa have had a massive push. They certainly do seem to pin the hopes of it on Anna Jay and Tay Conti as well, for sure as well, because both of them do seem to be over in the back. So again, they could be possibles, certainly with it. I do fancy that legit Layla Hirsch is going to do something with on the women's side sooner or later as well. Even though at the moment I don't think she's doing much at the minute, but I could see her going on Team Taz actually. I really can. I was talking with my mates about this, and he says he can see her. He sees a lot of like young Taz in her, so she's one to watch as well. So, but if you both remember, do you remember last year they did the female tag team, didn't they? They did it as their own individual program on the Monday night on AEW, and then at the final of the main program. I wonder whether they're going to do that this time as a 25-minute little program.
I guess we will see. There's no news on it yet. I guess it's a wait and see moment.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I always like stuff like this sometimes because like it's not the fact is the wrestlers that you know, it's the ones you don't know. And like you like to see them if they can make any more stars out of it or get other people signed onto the main roster from it. So we'll see.
Yeah,
definitely looking forward to it.
Time and platform to show off what they can do.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to it. Definitely with that. Okay. Right. Okay. After that, then, we had a brief interview with Hangman Adam Page and Matt Hardy, which was from last week. And then they both came out into a fight against the Chaos Project. Dr. Paul, I'll let you start this one off this time.
Like, this was an extended squash match, pretty much.
Yeah.
Adam Page, Matt Hardy teasing, like, at the end of the day, this is all kind of Adam Page trying to find his feet, trying to figure out, that long path back to the top. And I think it's fine. It's perfectly good. Adam Page looked good. He always does. Matt Hardy had that kind of conniving, what'll he do? What does he want? What's he trying to show at this stage? And Luther and Serpentico, I think it was two fun wrestlers that it's nice to see him on TV every once in a while. So it's kind of nothing special here, but nothing bad from my side. What do you think?
You pretty well said all I feel about that penalty ball as well. So there's not a lot else I can really add to this because I think it only lasted, was it 4 minutes? It was pretty well 4 or 5 minutes really. So yeah, not a lot really happened in it. So did either of you two see, on a side note, AEW Dark this week?
I didn't know.
Yeah, they had Brody Jr. on as this made me think of him. They were talking about him in this fight on commentary for the Dark Order fight. Did you see that, Dre?
I have seen it. It's very fun. Yeah.
It was worth watching, Paul. I'll tell you else, watch it. Watch AEW Dark for that. It was really, really funny. It made me laugh. That's why. But yeah, no, I've not got a lot of sad about his fight. I think it was just, as Paul said correctly, it was a very much basically just a squash match to me. So, what did you reckon, Dre?
Move on.
Yeah.
Next.
I think we better mark it, hadn't we, really? So I'll ask you first. 2, yeah. Paul?
2.
Yeah,
2.
2.
Good job.
It was not a lot happened in it, really. So Right, okay. Right, we're on to next then. Right, yes, we had the backstage angle, didn't we? Sammy Guevara, one asking if we did it when since Jericho and MJF won, but the rest of the inner circle of collateral damage. We've pretty well covered this already, haven't we? Really, there's not a lot else we can really say with this, so we'll just move on from that. All right, okay. We'll go on to what I think now will be Dre's favourite section of the night. And since Dre is obviously a personal friend of Kip Sabian, the Kip Sabian Penelope Ford wedding. What have you got to say about that?
Well, I felt as far as weddings go, in a wrestling sense, it wasn't a car crash. It wasn't terrible. I felt it was all right. It was inoffensive. It was good. Good to see Kip Sabian and Penelope all happy. I mean, until Orange Cassidy and Charles Taylor did. But yeah, people forgot the stipulation that after the wedding, then he doesn't need to be the butler anymore. People forgot about that. So there we go. And I thought it was all right. That vicar, he was somebody that who is he from? I can't remember. Dr. Paul.
He's from TNA, isn't he? James, what's his name? He used to be a business manager.
James Mitchell. James Mitchell. Also called Sinister Minister as well.
Mm.
I'm just going to double check him on because I'd seen him with something else as well. I'll make sure I get this right.
He's done I think he's been around a long time. I only remember him from TNA, but I think was he even WCW or something before?
I've got the horrible feeling. Yeah, he was in that. So let's just quickly check him on Wikipedia because I knew his face straight away. Yeah, he was in he's also known for in WCW as James Vanderberg. I knew from ECW as a Sinister Minister. But he's also in TNA as well under James Mitchell. That's why that was nice. That was nice seeing, man. That did make me smile after when I saw him come on. That's why. So, yeah. Well, again, if I'm honest, I felt it possibly was a bit longer as a segment. Perhaps could have made it a bit shorter, but it didn't offend me. So, it's had mixed reviews online, but I was okay with
it. I think honestly, Dre's review of it wasn't terrible kind of captures my feelings towards it.
I will say I always get upset when they ruin cakes. Like, listen,
Amanda does as well.
It's a wonderful thing.
Yeah, Amanda agrees there, definitely. She's with
honestly,
me.
Very much of a side note here, but there's a show on Netflix called Extreme Cake Makers. Best thing ever.
I'll tell her that later.
Yo, hold on. Extreme Cake. Let me just check this out. Carry on talking.
Like the most incredible looking cakes. Like they're the most incredible artists I've ever seen. Honestly.
Extreme Cake Makers, did you say then? Was it, Paul?
Yeah.
Right. Well,
shout out to Extreme Cake Makers. If any of them want to come on this show to talk wrestling, you're more than welcome.
Right. That's fine.
Okay.
Got it. Yeah, I can see it. Right. That'll get referred over to my other half later. She always uses the words cake as cake porn. So she keeps threatening to lick the computer screen, so that's fine. I'll keep her quiet. Right. We have to give us a rating when Dre's ready. I think I'll give him miles today.
3.
3, yeah. 3. 4.
Oh my god.
2.
Yeah, fair enough. 2.
rating Extreme Cake Makers 5 already.
5 out of 5. Extreme Cake Makers.
I'll point this out to Amanda later. Right, okay. We better get back onto the wrestling. After that's finished. Okay. Yeah. And we had a quick, didn't we? About a quick video package on the Cody Shaq feud as well. With the Shaq on the NB and gets right now.
Let's just get the match. Like, can we just get the match? Like, let's just get this match on at Revolution. Come on, let's go.
Okay.
Because last week's Red Velvet promo was good, but come on, Shaq, you are a scaredy cat. Show up in AEW though. Stop hiding behind a suit on some show on NBS or whatever, or CBS, wherever it is. Just hurry up, get your butt to AEW Dynamite and fight mano in mano, face eye to eye with Cody Rhodes. Come on, where are you?
Yeah, no, agreed. Quick question with the pair of you in this before we move on to obviously to the next fight. Then, how do you both feel about the fact it was announced on the show before Revolution? Cody and yeah,
it's not at the pay-per-view, is it? No,
it's not.
Cody and Lee Johnson.
Yes, yeah, that's next week. In Lee Johnson, but the fight with Cody and Red Velvet against Jade Cargill and Shaq is actually the way on.
Yeah, that's Revolution. But next week we've got Lee Johnson.
Check it. It looks like a date was before actually. I think it was way before. But yeah, I'm not looking forward to it anyway. So particular so.
Yeah, it's probably better situated on TV. Like Shaquille O'Neal though. Space Jam 2 is coming out later this year.
Oh, I love Space Jam 1. Oh God, yeah.
Space Jam 1 too.
And myself and Dr. Paul McNamara, we were very young when it came out. I loved it. I'm
an old bugger, people. I mean, I saw the first one in the cinema. I showed you how old I am.
I realized after saying that I think it's actually LeBron James, not Shaquille O'Neal in Space Jam 2. Never mind.
Oh, well. Right. We'll go back to the proper wrestling now. Okay. Second to last fight of the night was Eddie Kingston versus Lance Archer in a lumberjack fight. Today, what do you think?
Okay, let's summarize it very quickly. One side of the lumberjack wanted to fight the other. They all wanted to fight. Lance Archer wins. Okay, that's it. Thank you very much. 3 stars. So Andy, what would you like to say?
It was interesting. I liked the bit when they brought Bear Country into it, the two big wrestlers. I've seen them in dark, those two, and they're ones to watch, John. That's why, because the sheer size and mobility of the pair of them. Oops. Well, look at this now. Oh, heck. Anyone's wondering what's going on here? I think we're now watching live Extreme Cake Makers.
we won't.
Like, you will not believe the cakes you see. And that's the most clickbaity sentence I've ever said in my life, but it's true.
My God, that cake is amazing! Oh my God, they cut it in half!
I'll tell you what, next week then, let's do an Extreme Cake Makers program then. I'll bring Amanda on board, right? All you see is her tongue touching the floor for 45 minutes.
If this video gets 100 likes or 100 views, then I will consider it.
Right.
Yeah.
Now that'll be getting plugged all over the cake forums and after this, then definitely not as much wrestling. Right, seriously.
Extra cake up.
Spin-off cake up. Definitely. Right, okay. Dr. Paul, what did you reckon to Eddie Kingston versus Lance Archer?
Like, I know they call a lot of these, shows like the specials, but like at the end of the day, they're not pay-per-views. They are just kind of your weekly TV, and everything I think can't be brilliant all the time. This was just again a kind of another run-of-the-mill solid match in my perspective, kind of 2.5 stars. Didn't really do it for me, to be honest.
I was disappointed in it because it was one of those ones where I thought it could have been better than what it was, really. But you're right, with what was coming up next, they could have put that on next week as the final show and put an extra 5 minutes onto it. Really put all the stops out of it. But it didn't feel anything special to me. It was a shame, really, because of the main two workers.
I think there'll be a blow-off match.
Yeah, there's more to come with this one straight away, and I think it deserves it. Whether it's a pay-per-view one or a TV one, the feud's not over. And that's why I was thinking then when Lance Archer was battling with Eddie Kingston, Bear Country came and took out Butcher and the Blade. That could be the two lads who bring in to help Lance Archer out against them to bring them both over to the AEW Dark. So we'll see. What should be revealed. So right, we better mark this one up, then, guys, before we get into the main fight.
Yep. 2.5.
3. I'll be generous because I do like both the workers.
You heard my opinion.
Yeah, that's true. Moving on then. Yeah, 3. Right, okay. I don't think there'll be anything else after this. Yes, there was that. This very disturbing promo, FTR and Tully.
Yeah, that's like big more heat, big heat segment. I think. Find out next week if Marco Stunt is still alive. And now to the main event, we have.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm quickly checking what they've announced to next week. Yeah, they announced next week, just to clarify, everybody, Cody Rhodes and Lee Johnson versus Peter Avalon and Sensei Vanilla. Yeah.
Cesar Bononi.
Yeah, he's actually he's all right in matches.
That guy.
Yeah, I've seen him on. He was an ex. Remember correct? He's an ex NXT.
He was on NXT, yeah.
And you've also got Darby versus Joey Janela and Jericho and MJF versus the Acclaimed, which I find.
Oh yeah,
that's a curious one.
Cake. Oh yeah,
because you think of those two that's heel versus heel, but yeah. Right, okay. On to my favourite, most mental fight of the night. Anyway, that's for sure of it. Kenny Omega and the Good Brothers versus John Moxley, Ray Phoenix, and Pat Dre. Start off with you.
Oh my god. Including the ending and the finish of the show. 5 stars. I don't care if they kind of sped up the ending of it. I don't care. Because I'm just gonna say it right now. The original man of the GTS, fucking Kenta is on. Oh my god! And you know what? They made Kenta a star in 5 minutes, far quicker than NX shit. Because let me tell you right now, let me be real here, they made Kenta legitimate star. Yeah, and I also watched, which we'll talk about later, I also watched a 1 minute social media exclusive segment after the show, which we'll talk about later. But 5 stars, everyone was excellent. Ray Phoenix is one of the greatest wrestlers in it right now. Pac is literally one of the greatest wrestlers that this country has ever seen. Literally, and I'm including Dynamite Kid as well. Oh my god, this is incredible. Oh, 5 stars, 5 stars, 5 stars. Andy, do you think it's 5 stars? And if not, why are you wrong?
No, it's 5 stars for me immediately in that one. And I've got to say with the Pac thing, they mentioned him compared to Dynamite Kid, and I agreed with it completely. He does remind me of the Dynamite Kid sometimes, some of his moves. That's why, but it's just such a good fight it was. It was everything I wanted more. So you remember last year we nearly had Lance Archer, Brian Cage, and Ricky Starks versus Will Hobbs, Moxley, and Darby Allin. The fight we had here was what I would imagine that could have been like last year. I said, and more. Right. It was just absolute. Ray Phoenix is absolutely embodied madman for some of the moves he was pulling against people there. It was just absolutely phenomenal fight. And you think really with that, they held something back on that probably as well, really. If that had been a pay-per-view thing, that would have gone on for half an hour at least.
That would have gone at least 10 minutes longer, but oh my god, it's just that match is incredible. I'd watch it again, and I watched.
I will watch it again.
I watched the segment with Kenta 5 times. 5 times I've watched it on social media. I've watched it again and again and again and again and again. And I'm like, oh my god, it's broken the internet. The internet is broken. New Japan Pro Wrestling Twitter is like, so you've seen the T-shirt. Now you can buy the Go to Sleep Club T-shirt on our store. Oh my god, it's happening. The internet is broken. And I'm going to tell you right now, it is official. New Japan and AEW form a partnership. AEW is bringing all other companies together because F WWE, because you don't sue Andy, you sue me, because sue my ass, because WWE, screw you, and continually making, although I understand fine. Have a man that's old enough to be my dad, and I'm in my 30s, fam. So Paul, Dr. Paul, what do you think of the match?
Anyway, as you just said, Good Brothers are great, Pac is great, Moxley is great, I love every single thing Kenny Omega has done in the last few years, but honestly, Rey Fenix is becoming like the high flyer of his generation. You know, like we had Ricochet, we've had Will Ospreay over the last few years, and we still have Ricochet, and well, to an extent, we still
free Ricochet, get out of that company, free him. Sorry,
but like Rey Fenix just moves in ways. You know, like it's like watching early Rey Mysterio. It's like watching early Ricochet. He's just unbelievable how smooth he is, how fluid he is, how creative he is in his movement. And it's just like his match with Kenny Omega at the start of the year for the world title was unbelievable.
Yeah. And don't forget also the match that Rey Fenix had with Kenny Omega for the Triple R belt, of which Kenny Omega won at last year. Oh my God! Well, I mean, Rey Fenix, incredible, world class.
Yeah, and
yeah,
that end, like as someone said to me earlier, you know, this is about companies coming together. This is about a whole new world of wrestling. This is a whole big picture. But also for me, all I care about is Kenny Omega versus Kota Ibushi can happen now.
Yeah, and I'm going to tell you this right now. On this discussion, I was listening to Brian Alvarez and Dave Meltzer talking about this. So basically, the pandemic has made it so that AEW and New Japan sped up in working together because they didn't want to strip Jon Moxley of the US belt. But the quickest way to surefire getting Jon Moxley to do the belt is obviously talking to Tony Khan and merging together the ideas. But the problem is that only wrestlers in New Japan that are based in America, because Kenta is based in Florida. Well, most of the other wrestlers are based in Japan. So when the restrictions are eased and all that kind of stuff, then you will have Kota Ibushi. Now, did I forget to say that I've seen Kota Ibushi live in 2016? Let me just remind you, right? I seen him then, and I said to him, I actually did speak to him, and I said, "You're very good, amazing." And I can also tell you right now, after the advice he had from me, look at him now.
Good one. Thumbs
up,
all
down to you, Dre.
all down to you, Dre. Definitely mate, with that. So, I've got to ask you both a quick opinion on this before we get to the marking side of it. What did you think the point behind was bringing Lance Archer out at the end? Because it almost said, you think really, it set up for 4-4, did it really? Could they do a 4-4 match at Revolution between these 8 people?
Well, talking to that, I'm gonna link to you very, very interesting, because at the end of there was a backstage segment on social media. It was a 1-minute segment. They're at the parking lot. Kenta was like walking away, and Kenny's like, "Hey, buddy, hey, thanks for helping me." And then Kenta's like, in his own words, he's like, "I don't give a fuck about you. I want to beat Jon Moxley ass." And then I looked at social media, and basically Tamatonga of Bullet Club, he's like, "Yeah, yo Kenta, you're AEW. Tell the guys, tell the old age bucks and Kenny Oshega or whatever, like, tell them that the real Bullet Club is here."
Interesting. Doesn't make you
and Festus and Little Festus, that's what Tamatonga said as well. So I think Kenta really doesn't. I think Kenta, I don't know I believe that Kenta is technically the leader of the Bullet Club, but Jay White thinks he is. I don't know, but they're all, and also Jay White also mentioned, I listened to it when he came back the other day, he's like, Bullet Club is relevant now, and he's referring to, he basically didn't mention by name, but he kind of referenced like Kenny Omega, Young Bucks and that. They're the past. We're here now. Ooh. But yeah, 4-on-4 match, it could happen, but oh my God. Yo, this is probably, we're just barely in 2021. This is the most exciting time to be a wrestling fan. Like, screw that badass invasion back in 2001. This is more fun. Yes.
Well, certainly.
Dr. Paul and Andy, let's go.
Yes. They're all right.
Yes.
No, it's certainly, if AEW want to try and get above 1 million people tuning in every week, what they did to last night was certainly the right way of going about it. It was like they're going to obviously they're bringing in quite major people now to go with the homegrown stars. So yeah, good luck to them. Really good show. Right, okay. We better mark up, hadn't we? Then mark up the last fight. Then. So, Dre, you said 5, didn't you already for the last fight?
5 stars. Yeah, 5 stars.
I'm going to give it 5 as well because I thought it was brilliant. Dr. Paul.
For the actual match itself, probably go 4.25.
Oh,
not counting the angle at the end. But the angle at the end is wonderful.
Yeah, no, definitely that one. So it's going to be.
I've been told, and it's good that we're literally right near the end of the pay per view. I've just been told by my management that I've got 5 minutes.
Right, well, we'll put it wrap up quick then, okay? So, what are you both giving it then?
Okay.
What do you both give it for?
B plus.
B.
Yeah, B plus for me as well, I reckon. Yeah, it was good to the house show, but the last fight was extraordinary. No two as bad as me. So yeah, good show.
And the women's fight
also A plus for Extreme Cake Makers, by the way. I'm watching this still.
I'll be watching that over Tina until I'm remembered, definitely. So Extreme Cake Makers, everybody.
I'm going to highly recommend if you are in a diet right now. I don't recommend, although I'm at the point where I'm still focused on it, but I will not be watching this with my partner because cake is very alluring, isn't it?
That's true.
That is a danger. Watch with caution.
Right, guys and girls, anyhow, that's it for today. We shall be back in a couple of weeks' time, shan't we, guys, for Revolution. Yeah, in a couple of weeks' time. So, well, thank you again, Dr. Paul. And does Mr. Dre have a book he wants to promote?
Well, people, just so you know, visualize it. I have got Broken Circuit Board available for this month only for £6 if you donate via ko-fi.com/Dray Zera. And my name is Dray Zera, and I shall Zera later. Goodbye.
And the end signing out. See you later, Dr. Paul.
Bye, guys.
Right.